Yo, Ujames1978 here. This is my reply to James. First let me say, I'm sorry about the poor sound quality in this video. I'm having temporary problems with my microphone. They will most likely be rectified within 24 hours. Okay, to the video. James, my friend. This is why I'm subscribed to you. When a person like me who tries to analyze as much of the data as I can before making a response, before deciding, the biggest danger is that you can jump into it, straight into analyzing the evidence, the data, without first checking to see if the premise is false. Reductionism. This is one of the most important things you helped me get over. I wasn't even aware of its existence before I watched your videos. Well, its prevalence, you should say. The false dichotomy of, is she innocent or is she guilty of murder? This is something that I overlooked, and trial by media, I suspect that is what it does. That's why it's so insidious. When there's a chance someone might be innocent, a good chance, you generally end up with two camps. She's innocent or she's guilty. But when almost everyone agrees that she's guilty, you run the risk of forgetting to check the premise first. Is she guilty of what she's being tried for? Is she guilty of premeditated murder? More importantly, is there enough evidence to prove she's guilty of premeditated murder? Is there evidence that she is most definitely guilty, well beyond a reasonable doubt? Yes, there is. There is evidence that she is responsible for her child's death. But is that evidence that she committed premeditated murder? No, it isn't. And I didn't see that flaw in my logic. I didn't see that twisting of the premise. I fell directly into the trial by media syndrome. But she was on trial for murder. That's what she was being tried for, murder. So if the evidence does not equal she intentionally murdered her child, then it doesn't matter how horrible a person she is. Oh, and she is a vile human being. If you look at the things she did, but that's not the point. This isn't, is she a vile human being? She's not on trial for whether she's a bad mother. She's a bad mother, but that's not what she's on trial for. She's on trial for murder. Not criminal negligence, not perjury, not obstruction of justice. Murder. There is not enough evidence to convict her specifically for the premeditated murder of her child. She is most definitely guilty of something, only because the evidence is overwhelming. But it's not overwhelming that she's guilty of consciously killing her child on purpose. So yeah, you were right. And that's why I watch your videos. And I'm glad I made that video. I'm not going to remove it. Even though I didn't post it as a response to your video, I posted it as a response to Amazing Atheist video. Even though he only did one sentence in there about this. And there's a reason. One, it was to get more views. But it was to get more views for both of us. you are criminally undersubscribed to. Attaching it to the Amazing Atheist video would give him a chance to respond, if I just happen to be one of those lucky people he responds to clarify his position. And more importantly, it gives you a chance to clarify your position, because a lot of people thought the same thing I did. And it may be our faults, but it's still better to get clarification so they know exactly what we mean. So we both benefit. Again, I'm glad I made that mistake, because it gave you a chance to clarify. I hope we can keep this sort of symbiotic relationship going. Also, I put your name in the title of the video, and I attached it to the Amazing Atheist video. So hopefully they would end up at your channel. And you even posted a video reply and put it on that video, which would have 2 links to your channel. So that's a good thing. I've since removed it from the Amazing Atheist and attached it to your original video, so that it makes more sense. Another thing, and this is somewhat of a side note, you have no idea how much of an honor it is that you said that thing you said in the beginning of your video. You're not the smartest person on YouTube. You never claimed it. There are people that blow us both away. They're scientists. They're naturally intelligent. And they're incredibly knowledgeable. You're not the most reasonable person on YouTube for the same reason that I could never be, because of emotional reasons. You get unreasonably angry sometimes. But you are by far the best person on YouTube. You are the most compassionate, the most fair, not fair as in, like, she's the fairest in the land. I mean, fair as in balanced. You are the wisest person I know on YouTube. And whenever you make a video reply, or whenever you make a video, I always learn something new. But that can be said for most of the atheists or philosophers or scientists on YouTube. There's something more about your videos. Your videos help me on the path to making myself a better person. And there are very few YouTubers that I can say actually accomplish that. So when you say that I'm actually one of your favorite YouTubers, I can't tell you how much encouragement that gives me to make more videos. It really does. I don't want to get teary-eyed or anything, but I guess there's nothing else to say, but in between now and my next video, try to make the world a little bit better, and I will too.